Kyle Rittenhouse is doing his rounds in conservative circles, and the latest on him is that there's actually a dispute between him and Texas A&M University over whether he's going to be going to school there in the fall and taking classes. Kyle said recently on the Charlie Kirk show that he was going to be going to the university. The university, however, says otherwise. They say that he has not been admitted and won't be taking classes there. How on earth did this happen? Let's first go to the clip of Kyle explaining to Charlie Kirk that he is going to become an Aggie and putting on the Texas A&M cap to celebrate.
He's ready to make. This is like he's ready to make it. Wow, everybody! It's a big deal, right here on the Charlie Kirk show. Kyle Rittenhouse is announcing that he's an Aggie.
So I'm going to be going there. It's going to be awesome. Beautiful campus, amazing people, amazing food. We went to Dixie's Chicken there. Best burgers I've ever had.
That's why he's going.
Dixie's Chicken, everybody.
Now, you know what they say at A&M? They say gig 'em.
Gig 'em.
And you know how they say hello? They say howdy.
Howdy.
So there you go. And so are you gonna join the Corps of Cadets?
I haven't decided yet. I may.
Well, that was all very interesting, but the university disputes Kyle's claim on this. Kelly Brown, who's the spokesperson for Texas A&M, said, quote, "He has not been admitted as a student this summer or fall." Now, typically when you have one person claiming one thing and another person claiming another, you have to sort of weigh the arguments to determine who's in the right and who's in the wrong, or maybe who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth. With a case like this, though, it's pretty clear that whatever Texas A&M says goes, like they're going to be the correct ones in all of this, because it's up to them, right? If they don't want to allow him as a student at the school, then he's not going to be going to that school. And that's just kind of the end of that. Like, I could say that I'm going to Harvard or Yale or wherever to take classes, but if those schools don't actually admit me, then I'm not going to be going to those universities. But with regard to this Texas A&M situation, I just wonder exactly how it happened, right? Like, was he sent a denial letter, but he thought it was an acceptance letter? Was he initially accepted and then they decided to rescind the acceptance? Was there just some incredible misunderstanding? What exactly happened? I mean, maybe there was a planned charade with all this where he wanted to force the university's hand into allowing him to go to the school, and maybe he wanted to make some broader point to a right-wing audience about liberal indoctrination and cancel culture at college campuses. I'm just not exactly sure. Funny enough, Kyle has been working on a grift he calls the Media Accountability Project, or TMAP. I don't know why they didn't just go with MAP for the acronym. They went with TMAP, but TMAP has the purpose of suing people for defamation and going after the corporate press because Kyle felt like he was defamed during his murder trial, and so he wants to get revenge against a bunch of people. But it's like one of those things where, Kyle, if you're going to be doing this, if you're going to be working for TMAP, you can't be going on Charlie Kirk's show and saying things that aren't true, because maybe the organization is going to have to go after you. Before this, Kyle was taking classes at ASU, Arizona State University, and he dropped the classes to focus on the homicide trial. He wanted to resume classes there after the trial ended, but a bunch of students had an uproar and the university decided to cut ties with him. He said in a follow-up tweet that actually he's going to be going to Blinn College, a community school out in Texas, tweeting, "Unfortunately, the end of my high school career was robbed from me. I didn't have the time other students get to properly prepare for the future. I look forward to attending Blinn College District this year, a feeder school for Texas A&M. I'm excited to join Texas A&M in 2023. So apparently he's going to Blinn College, although how can we know for sure, because he wasn't exactly accurate when it came to the Texas A&M situation. So maybe in a week or two we'll find out that he actually wasn't admitted there, and wouldn't that be something? And you have to wonder also if this is going to cause a wave of students to leave Blinn College to transfer somewhere else because they just don't want to associate with Kyle Rittenhouse. And I feel mixed feelings about that sort of thing, because on the one hand, those students have every right to transfer if they just don't want to associate themselves with Kyle. On the other hand, Rittenhouse was put through the criminal justice system, and he was found not guilty by a jury of his peers, and so there's this idea that he should be allowed to rejoin society, and that can include seeking higher levels of education and trying to better himself and all these different things. So I do think he should be able to go to college somewhere, but when you're talking about some specific college that has to let him in or doesn't have to let him in, that's where it gets tricky, because the colleges have every right to make their own decisions. The students who go to those schools, they have every right to make those decisions. So that's the latest on Kyle Rittenhouse, apparently becoming a college student in the fall.